Now, our second company, they're great guys. Also from Berlin, Local.app. Please, welcome them. Good, how are you? Good. Feeling happy?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, you have 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Set this up real quick.
3, 2, 1, you
Hold
ready?
on, just a second. I need
Just a second. Okay.
the laptop to turn on. Does it work?
From Paris, you would not, or you would use Cuginale?
All right, can you guys see the screen?
I don't know because I did not understand
And
what
also
it does,
the screen?
to be honest.
We talk about that.
How sophisticated it is.
I'll talk about that.
All right,
You
let's
ready?
see. Looks like it goes. It works.
Go ahead.
All right. So let me start off by asking you guys a question. Who here has the Carrefour app installed on their phone? Oh, that's one person. All right. Who's got the McDonald's app installed on their phone? That's a few more. Well, these kinds of apps of local businesses that are location aware, they can make your lives a lot easier. But quite frankly and obviously, it's extremely difficult or near to impossible to have all of them pre-installed on your phone before you go someplace, right? Well, wrong. With Local.app, you'd already have all of these apps on your phone pre-installed. Whether it's your favorite cafe, a shop you sometimes visit, or a movie theater you've never been to before, wherever you go, you already have the app on your phone. How that works? Well, let me show you guys. Can we switch to the phone real quick? Please. Perfect, all right. So if I open up Local.app right here, it doesn't really show me that much. Oops. It doesn't really show me that much. It has to be online, obviously. And imagine now that this desk over there is a cafe. So once I walk into the cafe with my Local.app, does this micro work as well? It should work. With my Local.app, it automatically transforms itself like a chameleon into the app of this cafe. And here I have a fully functional location-aware app available in hand. So for example, I can collect loyalty points, or instead of standing in line, I can choose to sit down and order, I don't know, something, a cafe from my phone, and pay from my phone, and receive a push notification when my order is ready for pickup. And now imagine that this desk over there would be a shop. So once I exit, the cafe, Local.app turns itself back to normal. And you probably get the idea. Once I enter the shop, Local.app turns into the shop's app. And this is a totally different app here. And well, here, for example, I can see proximity-based product information of the TV I'm standing in front of, or, for example, call an employee to approach me whenever they're available. Well, these. Can we switch to the computer again, please? Now I'm jumping in the presentation.
Somebody is.
There we go. Well, these two demos you just saw were only two examples. If you take indoor navigation, mobile payment, detailed analytics, and much, much more, and you combine it, you see that possible applications are literally limitless with this app. So, for example, imagine that you're at a bus stop, right? And there, Local.app turns itself into the bus stop's app. And you can see when the next bus is coming. But as you stand around there, you look at the little the ad on the side, on the corner of the bus stop, and you just walk there. And as you look at it for 10 seconds, this ad might get in touch with you and ask, "Hey, you seem interested. You want to get more information about the content I'm advertising." So you see the potential, the functions that we have in this app, or that we can provide through this app. They go much further than only shops and cafes, right? So we can target basically any type of venue that one way or the other has an interest in communicating with its visitors. Users, they simply get what they need when they need it. Oops, but I didn't want to switch. Users, they simply get what they need when they need it. So they simply don't have to have 20 different apps or 20 different things on their phone anymore. And venues, they can easily create their own local app via drag and drop in the browser. using all these different modules, which makes it a 100% scalable solution. And in the end, they get their own individual state-of-the-art location-aware app at a fraction of the cost, because it's paid on a per-use basis. And most importantly, they don't have to worry about acquiring users, because usually only the most loyal customers of a particular venue download and use the app, as we've seen here, right? More people than only that have been to McDonald's before. And now, everybody that has a local app for some venue on their phone has it also for the McDonald's as they walk in, which is a great added value for them. So if you want to come and check it out yourselves, please feel free to to come to our booth. We're also looking for seed funding, so if there's any investors that want to participate in the success, please feel free to talk to us. We're Local.app, and that's the last app you'll ever download. Thank you very much.
Very good. Very good. Hanan.
Very nice app. You talked about, you started with asking the audience here about distribution of the app.
Yeah.
How are you going to distribute your app?
Mostly on site. That means within the store, we're going to advertise within the store if, where the action happens, where it can make your life easier. If you need indoor navigation in a shopping mall, for example, then most likely where you need it.
Yeah, but you need people to install your app before you can do that. So how do you make them install it?
It's very lean, so it's quickly installed. But yes, obviously, that's one of the reasons why we're here, right? PR and just general marketing.
I'm going to continue on that thread.
All right.
Big brands are going to be keen to engage you, but they take long.
Yeah.
Or you can go SME, obviously get quicker
in the
aggregation.
beginning.
So I'm curious what your strategy is, because with bigger brands, you'll
Sure.
aggregate people quicker.
That's obviously, yes. In the beginning, we're going to target smaller venues. We have a set of features that are interesting for multiple types of smaller venues, as in cafes, salons, for example, small shops. So there's smaller venues that you can more quickly convert. And afterwards, obviously, we're gonna be more valuable for the McDonald's and the like, since we have users. The user base has to grow first before we go there, because that's the value proposition for the larger venues.
The needs for different types of venues could be very different.
Yeah.
So what kind of verticals do you want to tackle first?
As I said, the small type of venues, shops, small mom-and-pop shops. And small cafes, everything that's very small, because they have some functionalities, like for example, a referral system. It's possible to use the growth hacking system which Dropbox used to grow, right? Where you invite a friend, and if you successfully do so, both of you get a reward. To use this now with Local.app, and that's something interesting for each shop. So if you were satisfied after your haircut at a salon, you may get asked for feedback, which is also a feature that's interesting for multiple type of venues. And if that's positive, they can ask you, hey, invite a friend, and if you do so, both of you guys get a voucher. For example, that's one of the things that's possible.
And by definition, small shops are local. So do you want to be local, global? How do you see that?
We want to grow local in the beginning. Yes, we have to focus on specific. We're actually targeting Berlin in the first phase, simply because for the end user, the more different types of venues in one place we have, the more attractive for them. If we only have one store or one thing that an end user could go to, why not download the app of that store? That doesn't really, right? That doesn't really add the value. But if you just go around and you can go in the cafe and the shop next door, then it adds already value. So yes, local in the beginning.
What kind of cooperation do you need from the brands in order to make your app viable? For example, you gave the use case of the bus stop. Do you need a beacon or something on the advertisement for that? Do you need some sort of communication to the advertisement on a bus, on the bus stop?
We're in talks with the owners of the advertising space. So they would renegotiate and they would resell basically the advertising space and give this as an additional feature, if that's what you mean.
But you need to know that the person is standing and looking. Oh. Yeah, so you
beacon.
Yeah, you need a beacon.
Not necessarily. It depends on the type of venue. So if you go to a football stadium, it doesn't really make sense to have an iBeacon because the range is like 40 meters. But there we have inaudible sound. So we use a mixture. We're not dependent on iBeacon technology, but that's the most thriving right now. That's why we're focusing on it. And for the beginning, it makes the most sense. But we can adjust.
Questions? There's a question here, which is, location app turns your battery down.
Okay.
How do you overcome this challenge?
Well, obviously every app that you open it does drain your battery in some way or the other. But probably this refers to the Bluetooth part because it's based on Bluetooth Low Energy and you need to turn that on. But as it's called, it's Bluetooth Low Energy, and you'd be surprised by how few battery is drained through turning on this option as compared to Wi-Fi or GPS or the general network reception.
And how easy is that to integrate any
in a shop?
Small, yeah.
It's actually really easy. That's one of the points I had before where you saw, well okay, this doesn't, whatever. Oh, you don't see it anyways. Where you can basically, via drag and drop in our CMS, you can create your own app or use a standard app that we pre-built for cafes, for example, which have the features that are interesting for cafes pre-built in there. And then you put one of these beacons in there, and it works. And you can update it live, real time, and you know, do marketing real time, whatever you want.
Okay, JD?
So you rely on your customers, I mean the shops, to really distribute the apps, or do you tend to have direct consumer interaction?
Both. We want to, since the shops, basically what they can do with this app, if they do it right, since they can increase their customer base, they can make existing customers more loyal with a couple of functions, and they can improve their services, right? Obviously, we'll try to let them take their part in advertising the app as well, on site, as I said before, but also we're trying to interact with the user themselves through marketing of the app.
Very good. Your time is over. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Whoa.